1.4, 1.6 and 109 205 championships came together to battle for championship honours in their respective classes on this demanding 40-mile smooth gravel road rally. Before the start of the rally, competitors were greeted with a welcome smile and words of encouragement from three special guest drivers from the Dutch Copycat 1.9 Championship, who had come from Holland to support the UK Championship.
All the cars are way up and quite different than our cars.
They're almost Jeeps comparing to our cars. Big wheels, big tires, really high. Our cars are more like racing cars and like on the circuit.
Would you like to see the British Peugeots come over to Holland?
Yeah, that would be really nice. Not only for the exchange would be really nice, just to have foreign people competing in our cup, but as well just to see what they come up with, just to see how they compete on tarmac. In Holland we drive only with 205 1900 GTI, and here they drive with all different kinds, even 1600. 1900 altogether, and the 1400 as well. So that gives us as well a big difference of numbers of competitors. Here there are about 60, 70 competitors, and in Holland we got maybe only 12 or so.
Is there anything you think you can learn from the British challenge?
No.
That's just joking. You can always learn from another competitor. There's another way you handle the car on gravel than on tarmac. It's totally different kind of driving.
Top seeded 205 for this rally was last year's scholarship champion Matt Barker, with co-driver Martin Jones.
I'd just like to thank the owner of the car, Martin Fender, who can't do the next two events, and he's asked me to use his car, which was very good of him. But we can't bend it, we must finish every rally, so that's quite a tall order to start with, so, but we'll see how we go.
Next up was the freshly rebuilt car of Chris Reed and Phil Peake, who had dedicated 2 weeks with Chris Prinn car prep in order to get this new car ready for the event, following a massive shunt on round 3 of the scholarship. Third away from the start was the local Welsh crew of Tom Curtis and Mike Harries, who were hoping to repeat their previous good form as shown on round 3 of the championship. AB Motorsport entered 5 205s for this event, and top AB crew was championship leaders Cy Moore and Mark Mason, who were looking for solid performances on this event to boost their championship lead. Rounding off the top 5 seeds was the entry of the Selective Spares 205 car of Gaz Garlis and Martin Petit, who after a cautious start to the championship had committed to an attack at the front on this event.
Had a disappointment on the last run where we fell over. We were third on the one before that, so we're just have to hope for something a bit more like that tomorrow.
The first of the day's stages was a 7-miler and would be a real challenge to wake up the competitors. Moore and Mason have built a reputation for being fast out of the box, and they lived up to this reputation by immediately taking the fastest stage times on stage 1, 2 and 3. Curtis and Harris were not far behind, and on stage 4 managed the fastest time to take 11 seconds back out of Moore and Mason's lead.
1 second.
Curtis felt there's something in hand for the remaining stages and promised to fight for the lead after halfway. Barker and Jones were well placed in third place, although Barker felt rusty following his 4-month layoff. Reed and Peake had also started slowly on stage 1, but by stage 2, and for the remaining stages of this rally, his rear shock absorbers had burst, leaving them to cruise round off the leader's pace. A close battle for 5th and 6th was being fought between Ben Calvert and John Marsh, and Carlos and Petit. Both Lancashire crews had driven well, and were only split by 2 seconds at the halfway point. All the competitors reported extremely smooth stages, and an action-packed event that was soon turning into the most competitive rally of the championship, with all 15 cars making it to halfway. The mid to low places were hotly contested, and final positions were open to any of the remaining 10 teams. Steve Luscombe and Andrew Joll started well in their immaculate TGH 205, with an aggressive first stage time, but slowed with a massive overshoot on stage 2. Ian Tippett and Liam O'Kane were dicing for championship places with the ever-improving 17-year-old Alex Evans, who had once again opted for a driving coach rather than pace note maestro by having ex-1.6 champion driver Elliot Ritalik sit alongside him. The Evans-Ritalik partnership was proving fruitful as they climbed from 12th 205 on stage 1 to a creditable 7th going into the last group of stages. Young Stefan Davis was partnered by a new co-driver, and he felt that it was taking time to get used to the pace notes. He also escaped a massive moment on stage 3 and considers himself lucky to be in 8th place. A new face and welcome addition to the scholarship was the Manx crew of Matt Bettridge and Simon Lasser. Matt competed in the Ford KA Championship in 2003 and was keen to prove himself in 1-make 205 rallying.
Compared to the KA Championship, it seems that it's a lot more helpful and hopefully the cars are a lot more reliable.
They got off to a very impressive start, competing with the regulars around the top 10. Mark Turner and Mark Oliver had missed one rally and opted to play safe for a finish, but they were pleased with their relative performance against the 1.6 drivers, as they beat all but 3 of the 1.6s and recorded a much better overall result than last year. Steve Mass and Troy Burgess were once again in a rebuilt car, and Steve was out for a finish at all costs. Even with some mechanical glitches, they made it to the finish and were happy to get some miles under their belt. The ever-jovial Playboy Mason brothers were looking very good on the stages, but confessed to taking it steady on the faster corners so as to be sure of the finish. The eventual winners were Moore and Mason, but only by the smallest of margins, just 2 seconds from Curtis and Harris, who had driven excellently and had actually taken the lead from Moore and Mason on stage 5, but couldn't make that advantage stick and were left frustrated that they didn't push harder on the final stage. Marker and Jones took a comfortable 3rd and 1 fastest time and were happy with their day's work in the loaned car. Garlis and Petit took 4th after the day-long battle with Reed and Peake, who came in 5th, only 1 second from Calvert and Marsh, who must be cringing to think that just 1 second would have given them 5th rather than 6th.